97K BTC. We are still under major resistance. There's still a lot of pressure in the market, guys. And my message today is I think we need to hurry up and wait. Things are chopping at the moment. And with that in mind, I've got a couple of headlines for you guys. I've got a little bit of news, and I've got obviously tons of altcoin setups for you guys. So we got so much to talk about here today. Let's get right into it. And remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, hit the subscribe. And I specifically asked James to put on his tinfoil hat today. And he's bringing full tinfoil for you guys. Okay, so stick around. He's bringing it. He's bringing it. Okay, Banter Bubbles today, super messy. Look at the pain. We are back again. Virtual 13%. Athena down, Radium down, Jito down. Oh, there's pain in the markets. I'm looking at Athena today for you guys. I've got Ondo. We're talking Ondo as well. And Render, yeah, a little bit of pressure on Render as well for me at the moment. But all around, it is red. Okay, and we are sitting in these situations once again where we are getting chopped around. Are we over trading right now? Should we be sitting back and looking at the most obvious things that are out there? And let's talk about them today. I'm going to guide you through a lot of things. I'm going to guide you through my thinking as well, because right now, I'm not confident. I'm not confident up. I'm not confident down, and it feels super choppy at the moment. So let's get through all of this stuff together, and let's make sure we leave with some kind of plan. Okay, let's go. Let's jump into, well, we don't want to see that. I mean, that thing's fucking ripping, but let's jump into BTC on the 2 hour here, and you can see the current situation. And it's been chop city, especially on BTC. And I've got no reason just yet to close this hedge BTC short that I opened at that VWAP. When was that? On Tuesday. So I'm still sitting in that BTC short. I've added a little bit more to it, so my average entry is a little bit lower. I'll show you that in a couple of seconds. But right now for me, the big thing, or the big story for me with Bitcoin, is my 50-day moving average is in the way. I've got anchored VWAPs in the way. I've got horizontals in the way. And I've also lost a macro 382 fib pool. So for me, I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling super bullish about Bitcoin until we start breaking these types of levels. I need to see us above that 50-day moving average. So right now, what am I looking at? Well, all these yellow circles that you see on the chart, and oh God, King of Pakistan, market will crash 40%. Bro, didn't we just do that? Why do you want to do that again, bro? Come on. We can't do it again. Are you going to do it again to us? Well, maybe this ENA, maybe Athena, that is coming next. But just for King of Pakistan, bro. Inverse bull for you, sir. Inverse bull for the King of Pakistan. Okay. These yellow circles that you see on the chart are the main reaction zones that I'm thinking we actually get a little bit of market action. Right now, it's chop, chop, chop. Wherever we go, it's tiny moves from BTC. We had a very disappointing press conference last night, for those of you that watched. And, right now, the minute there's a slight bump in BTC, maybe we get a little bit excited on the alts, and then it reverses again. So in terms of what I'm looking for, reaction zones. Number one, if we get a nice bleed out today, 95,400, anything down anywhere in that region actually looks like a zone where we can then start saying, okay, maybe we're going to get something now out of the market. Then a little bit more backup for you guys, 93,500. These are the two big ones that I want to watch to the downside. So if we get a little bit of pressure today and they start forcing it down, okay, that is where we are looking for a little bit of action. That is where we are looking for a bounce. Now, what do we do for the upside? When do we turn bullish? So first step for me is I want to break this 50-day moving average. This 99K is a big level for me. And when I show you the Bitcoin daily chart, you will see why it's important. Look, this is our daily chart. Look at that. Big resistance, big support here. We want to get above that. Okay, once we're sitting above that, finding support, we can start relaxing a little bit. But right now, it's not relaxing. It's choppy everywhere. Everyone's second guessing everything. It's maybe up, it's maybe down, and it's super messy. So in terms of upside pushes, let's look out at 100K. That is going to be your first trouble zone if you pop that 50-day MA. So that is going to be the first area where I expect some kind of fight or some kind of reaction in that zone. Then the next one for me is 102 to 103. You can see that's going to be my wick highs. That's my VWAP. And that is my 618. So that is going to be my next potential reaction zone. So that is what we are watching. Lishal, I've got Solana for you. I've got it. It's coming in hot. And you can see Sol is under pressure. And we saw a lot of those Sol DeFi plays under pressure as well at the same time. So we're going to address that now. So just in terms of BTC, that is what I want to see. I want to see one of these zones get hit first, and that is where we can look for higher conviction plays, whether it's banging proper conviction short setups or proper conviction long setups. That is what I am watching. Obviously, we've got our extreme at 106, but I'm not feeling a massive market catalyst just yet. Okay, and we do have some data coming in on Friday as well before we jump into the news. And I mean, we had NFP today as well, and that wasn't very good. So James, what's coming this weekend? What's coming on Friday?
Unemployment rate, I think, is going to be the biggest one, and then the non-farm payroll change, right? So yeah, okay. The unemployment rate is going to be a big one. And I think that's why the market's chopping here sideways, just waiting to see what happens. There's no use getting long or short too heavily until you see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. So we're a big week ahead. We need a catalyst. Okay, so that is what we're looking for. Ultimately, we need something to drive the price down. We want something to drive the price up. So let's take a look at what's going on in the news. Let's see Adam getting booty ripped. What's going on? How is everybody doing? Talk to me, okay? How are you in the chats? Because I must say, mentally for me, it's chop, 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 chop. It's like, maybe it's short, maybe it's long. No, it's absolute mess at the moment. So you guys are not alone. We don't have market direction right now. We thought this press conference yesterday was going to give us something, either a massive pump or a dump. All they did was keep it in the same little range and just created a little bit more frustration for you guys. So let me know how you're feeling here in the chats. Come, bring it out. And Kevin says we must sell before the weekend. Well, hopefully we're not dumping. And Crazy NL says, what about Goku? Goku's a banger, guys. That thing, in spite of all the weakness, that thing really surprises. It holds every single time. And Cosmo says Poopcat is pooping again. Yes, into a resistance band. So I spoke about a couple of trades today that we are waiting for in Chart Hackers, and I'm going to bring you some of them here on the show today. So let's get into it now without further ado. Now, Dad, how's crypto going? This is the 100th dip, but it's coming, trust me. Okay, now, I mean, who does that? Because I fucking do that. Okay, basically the market decides the flow of handbags, okay, in this household. And when the handbags are flowing, then everyone knows the market's going really well. But when I'm getting questions like that, when I have to answer that the 100th dip, you know, but it's coming. Just trust me. You guys, you know this feeling, okay? I mean, I know you guys know this feeling. And some of us are like this at the moment, especially with our spot bags and some of our trades that we are underwater at the moment. This guy says, just come back to my entry. I don't even want profit. I don't even want profit anymore. I just want to break even. I mean, that's how I was feeling on that Brett trade when that market was falling over the other day. Cosmo, the wonder dog. Okay. Now, I don't want to get too deep in here because this is not a political chat, okay? So I just found this interesting, a little conversation. This is obviously a market mover. This thing affects markets in general. And I mean, we're not going to watch the video here, but basically, I mean, I had to watch it again or just like double check what is going on here. But from what I understood, Trump was saying he wants to turn Palestine into some, like resort or something. And I mean, James had a couple of thoughts around this as well. And that's why I said, okay, just bring the tinfoil hat quickly, okay? And, and tell me what you think about this thing before we jump into the rest of the token.
Twitter's just on fire. I watched this thing live because it was on Forex. I assumed that it was financially based. I'm sitting there watching going, what is, oh, he's here with BB, okay. And what's this about? I heard it and I was like, no, I couldn't have heard that right. He's going to take over Gaza and remove the people. Huh? What? Okay. And the reporters were sitting there stuttering. They didn't know what to say. And BB sat there with this creepy kind of smile. And I was like, what is going on? And it's just, that's all anyone's talking about. So all kinds of conspiracy theories and ideas on what's going on here. But the big one that I see all over Twitter is this plan that Israel's had. It was in the 1960s, was written called the Ben Gurion Canal. And it's a canal to counter the Suez Canal. Because there's $100 billion a year in shipping that goes through there. A lot of money. And Israel's reliant on Egypt in order to get their ships through there. So if they had their own canal, it gives them a lot more power in the region and they don't have to worry about all that. So that's the theory that's flying around Twitter right now, that this is, and the canal goes right through where Gaza sits, right? The
well, there you go. It's a canal battle, according to the head of tinfoil. Okay, we're going to bring it back for just now. Okay, but there you go. Okay, so politics, we're done with politics. Okay, I just thought, fuck that. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Anyway, okay, let's talk a couple of things in the market. Charles Hoskinson. Now, this is an old bullet. This guy's a bit of a legend. Okay, he says, to give you a sense of how big the upcoming bull market is for crypto, we just absorbed a downturn that was larger than the collapse of Luna or FTX and have already nearly recovered. 710 billion in losses and 740,000 traders liquidated in 24 hours. 2025 is crypto's year. Okay, so that's an interesting perspective from somebody. If you are feeling under pressure at the moment and you are feeling like there's no end in sight, I mean, that's quite a perspective there from Charles Hoskinson. Things have definitely changed at the moment, and the nature of crypto has changed. Look at this. The SEC launches a new crypto task force website to provide clarity for crypto laws. We watched last night. We saw the press conference. I mean, I don't know if they're the perfect guys for it, but the fact that the US are getting involved with their crypto boys and girls and they're getting things happening at the moment, I think long term that is super bullish. Now, the market last night wanted to hear the words, we are starting a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Okay, that's what the words were. That's what they were waiting to hear. We didn't hear that. Okay, they stumbled around a strategic Bitcoin reserve. There was about a 0.5% pump in Bitcoin, and then it started falling over. So that is kind of what everyone was waiting for on that side of things. Okay, so in case you were feeling disappointed, we were all a little bit disappointed. Michael Saylor, I mean, he's clearly buying some more BTC. He says it's a big strategy day. Okay, I would guess he's buying more BTC today. Interesting stuff. Then Jacob Kim posted that Chinese e-commerce stocks fall as the US Postal Service suspends inbound parcels from China and Hong Kong. Now, why am I showing you this? Well, because I think it might have an effect on the markets. Okay, so just dropping this year, there's all these little things, niggly things happening in the background that are stopping, tons of bullishness out there. And obviously the fact that gold is pumping at the moment is not helping the cause on other markets. Now, I mean, this was hilarious, this guy. And the reason it was hilarious because 𝗬𝗢𝗟𝗏 is in my research group. And Dan Moorhead says, he says Bitcoin is going to 745,000. Can you hear this, James?
I used to tell people it could definitely go to zero to try and be, conservative. I don't think it's possible now. 50 million people in the US own it, 300 million people globally. BlackRock and Fidelity are selling it. Like it really has reached escape velocity.
But you're 745,000. I mean, I heard 13 million from Michael Saylor the other day.
I think it can go, it's going up 3 orders of magnitude since we launched our fund. I think it could go up a fourth. And that puts it at 15 trillion market cap, which still seems relatively small versus 500 trillion of financial assets.
15 trillion market cap. He's talking $745,000. 𝗬𝗢𝗟𝗏 in my research group today. He says it's Dan Moorhead. We'll all be getting Moorhead if Bitcoin hits $745,000. I got to concur. I mean, that is going to be a wonderful moment for us if we are hitting that. Now, AI-XBT, which is actually a banger to follow. This is an AI agent dropping alpha all the time. So if you're wondering, when you see that automated sign there, that's an AI agent. So follow AI-XBT. They're reminding you FTX repayments start February the 18th. The first wave, 6 to 7 billion USD, hitting accounts of sub 50K claim holders. Okay, liquidity injection coming into the market. There is money coming in, and that is why I'm saying on this tile, let's just be patient here because it is coming back. Let's not lose hope here in this market eventually giving us some kind of pump. So that is around the corner, February 18th. Okay, first payments coming in 2 weeks time, guys. That is a liquidity injection. And then look at this. Last night, 7 p.m., 1 billion USD printed again on Tether. Now we saw that print recently and we had a bit of a pump in the market. So there could be something around the corner. Okay, so I just want you guys to know this. There could be some kind of quick little flush out to the downside, and then there could be some pumpage coming. Okay, so I just want to sprinkle this here for you guys, and our job right now is obviously to survive this chop. Let's not waste money getting chop. Let's try and find some accurate entries here, and if we do get a flush out, understand that we must strike when we are hitting our zones. Okay, and we'll look at that BTC chart one more time. But then another guy, I mean, look at this. He's buying 2,520 BTC. Okay, I love this picture of him. He looks serious. 245 million bought from BlackRock. And remember, guys, I just wanted to remind you as well, before we look at the S&P, which is now pumping today. So this might help BTC a little bit today. You can now, on Banter Bubbles, follow stocks. Look at this. So instead of crypto, you can click on crypto, but you can also click on stocks. So remember, I'm bringing you some stock trading coming up soon. Within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to be trading some stocks here on one of our new exchange partners. Looking very forward to that. And we are now adding stocks to Banter Bubbles. So guys, you are now covered in both parts of crypto and in regular stocks as well. So take a look there. And you can see IBM doing well today as well, 16% up. And we're going to be using that a lot as we go. Okay. Let's go. S&P, is this going to save the day? Okay, is this going to save the day? We've had a lot of chop now today. S&P turning green now in the last hour. Okay, that's pretty interesting here for us at the moment. So that is a good start. Gold on the weekly, this thing is not stopping. So we got to let this thing do what it needs to do. But remember, Bitcoin started popping the last time gold started reversing. So I would say the minute we get this a gold reversal, we might get like that second wave out of BTC. So the last time gold started slowing down and reversing, we actually got quite a big move out of BTC. So that is something to watch at the moment, but gold is absolutely cooking. And then again, here we are. Okay, so let's not lose focus on BTC as to where it is until we start breaking these levels. Okay, so you can see we're bouncing off the VWAP at the moment. That is support. Let's get through that, and then we're going to plan our way through these things. So just in terms of what I'm doing, I've got a head short on Litecoin. I'm still in my Ondo position. Lido, I'm trying to build a Lido position. This is not doing anything for me. ICP, I've got a head short going on here. I've got WIF head short, and I'm long 22K on WIF, obviously hoping for bigger things. Rune, I'm going to continually to hold this short until they actually come and end me. And because I do suspect if they don't sort Rune fundamentally, there's going to be a problem there. So I'm holding that short for now. Render, that's from yesterday. No changes. OM, still floating in OM. I think we're dropping into our entry zone. And then I've got Aave that I've been trying to build a little bit today. I dropped in chart hackers, what I was doing there with Aave, and then a hedge Bitcoin short at the moment. Yes, sir.
Rune, I heard some rumors here this morning in chart hackers that apparently they've come to some sort of agreement. They're trying to fix the protocol, putting together a plan. So they're trying at least. Don't know if it'll go anywhere, but there is a little bit of hopium there. They're working on it. They're trying to come up with a plan to save the project.
What I heard was they were issuing another token. So I don't know how long that takes to play out, but that's what I heard. Okay, so yeah, guys. I mean, if you look at what's going on here, there's a lot of hedging. There's like a couple of hedge shorts at resistance. I'm trying to build a position on WIF, on Render, on Aave, trying to get something going. And you know, so it's super choppy at the moment. And you know, for the scalpers out there, this is fun. Okay, you're getting short little moves and stuff. But the things I look for, I'm looking for bigger moves. Okay, so it does get a little bit of frustration if you are like me, looking for bigger moves, and you are feeling chopped up at the moment. Then you know, we need to just sit and just reflect on what is going on here at the moment. I mean, the scalpers and chart hackers are having a ball. These guys are trading 2%, 3% moves, and they're loving life at the moment. I'm just looking for a couple of bigger things here at the moment. Okay, so you get the picture. Bitcoin on the daily, you can see until we start closing above this 50-day MA and above this big daily level here, we need to assume we are a little bit bearish here at the moment. So even if we get a fake out there, we could be just looking at something like that on Bitcoin over the next couple of days. So let's see how this goes. Adam says, how do I get into chart hackers? Adam, you just go to the link in the show description, you click under more, and you sign up for chart hackers. Okay, and there, James has dropped a link there. And but what you can do is, yeah, go under the show, click on more. And everything I'm talking about here today is under the description for you. So if you want to be part of chart hackers, go check it out. Go see what we're about. There's Trobius. Okay, 𝗕𝗓𝗔𝗏. Okay, he's really transformed into a proper trader there in chart hackers, and just from being around in the community. Okay, and the guys are having fun there. Okay, the scalpers, the guys that love that shit. Okay, I'm happy for you. Okay, cool. Let's go. The real flippening. ETH to BTC, or is it USDT grabbing ETH and BTC? Now, I mean, I was just watching a couple of things here, like USDT dominance, and this thing is obviously putting pressure, but I want to give you guys a little bit of hope out there, okay? And the meme fake out still playing out. They're getting rinsed hard again. Kill the hive mind. Yeah, these memes, guys, I do think they bounce again. Okay, But let's talk about what's in front of us. Now, this is USDT dominance. This tells me all the money that is flowing into USDT, obviously out of the tokens, Bitcoin and altcoins into USDT, or when this chart is dropping, that means the money is flowing into Bitcoin and the tokens. Okay, so right now, I want to show you a bearish example. USDT is starting to reverse. Okay, we are getting to a point where it's getting to a point of exhaustion on the daily where they're going to say, okay, enough is enough, and it's time to send it back down. So we understand we are nearly there. We are getting close. Does that happen in a week? Does that happen in a day? You know, that remains to be seen. But what we can see is the daily is getting exhausted. So we can see that we are going to get some kind of reversal. But in the meantime, there is a possibility that USDT dominance pushes higher. Look at this, pushing higher into these types of zones. That is obviously going to put us under quite a little bit of pressure on USDT and in the market. So just look out. Just a word of caution for you guys. This is your main support that you're watching on USDT dominance. Call it 4.38%. That is our main support at the moment. And then your main resistance, where you're going to look for your first rejection, and that would be a market pump, could be a push into 4.6. So look out for that 4.6%. If you get a hard push into that, that could be a zone where we can look for entries, for example. And then higher up, 4.74 is another zone for me, and 4.88. So those are the typical rejection zones, and those are going to start playing out when this daily starts rolling over. So we can see we there. From a timing perspective, the pain is nearly over. But this daily could take a few days. It could take a week to play out. So your job is just to not get chopped up, that you give up or that you walk away. It's hang in there, okay? Small positions. If you want to trade, don't ape. We go little. When the bullishness is back and things are flying again, you will know that feeling, and we will start cooking again. Okay, so just play it safe. And Rue says, oh, the likes are so bearish. Guys, remember, hit the like, hit the bell, hit the subscribe, or you can do this.
Treat the like button like Michael Jackson. Just beat it.
You can just do that, okay? Just beat it like Michael Jackson. Okay, now, I want to show you something a little bit short-term bearish, which is probably why we got that little rejection on Bitcoin. This is dominance on the 1 hour. So Bitcoin dominance, remember, dominance goes up, bad for alts. Dominance goes down, good for alts. And what we saw here was bullish divergence on the 1 hour. So that is putting a little bit of pressure now on dominance to the upside. So that could just give us a little bit of more of a dump here in the market potentially if this continues to play out, and that will give a bit of weakness. So in terms of short term, you can see dominance is sitting on support, and we might be pushing higher. So look out for that. Okay, that explains the current situation. Then if we look on the daily, okay, things are looking interesting. Okay, you can see in terms of the daily at the moment, you can see we are sitting on major daily support, just like USDT. That's why I drew this yesterday, saying there could be a pump to the upside. And what do we see here at the bottom? We can see our oscillator is getting a little bit more bearish. Okay, so this also tells us it is coming. Okay, but be patient. It's around the corner. But what is around the corner? Is it 2 days? Is it 7 days? That we don't know yet. But we can see in terms of this daily, this thing is going to start reversing, and then we're going to get our moment on the altcoin. So the job now is to survive. Okay, make sure you last or get through this period, because when we get that eventual dump on dominance, we want to be able to capitalize, and you want to make sure you have dry powder. Okay, and that is what you need to do. So here is dominance. What are we looking at now on the daily? So keep it super simple for you guys. Dominance on current support, 61%. That is bearish for us. So if this thing keeps pushing higher, you're going to look for this wick to get taken out again. It could be half, it could be the whole wick, but you might see dominance start pushing up like that, and that is going to put pressure on the altcoins. Okay, then if we lose this key support here, this is going to be a nice ride. Okay, we're going to get some beautiful longs here. We probably get 5 to 15% pumps, maybe more on some of these alts, just that little move. And then you're going to be careful again at 59.7. That is going to be your next bounce zone that you can expect on dominance. And that most likely is where you want to take profit on some of your altcoins. But NZ's Danny, look, alt season, fuck, I hate saying alt season, but let's call it, even if it's a week or two of alts running. Okay, we'll call it the fun time. Okay, and that is around the corner. So let's just deal with this wick. Let's lose support, and then we can have fun. Obviously, there's another story when we start losing that trend. That gets even better, and then we'll see. And 𝗙𝗬𝗟𝗡𝗦 says he's not hanging around in the market, happy to be on the sidelines. Guys, yes, okay? If you're looking for bigger moves, if you don't have the screen time to be in front trading and scalping all day long, then just take your time. When we break big levels, you will see on the show, okay? You'll know which levels we're breaking. Then you can set some stops under big zones, which I will give you. Obviously, if you are scalping and you're happy with 3% moves, 2% moves, 4% moves, those types of things, well, then by all means, crack on. Okay, but if you are specifically looking for bigger moves, you might struggle in these choppy conditions until we start breaking some big levels. Now, let's talk total 3 again. Remember, this is our altcoin market and no changes for the last few days. Major resistance in the way. We cannot turn super bullish until we start breaking those types of areas. Okay, you can have a trend as well. We need to get up there. Okay, so right now, this is resistance. So we can be as smart as we want to and try and long and fucking short and do whatever we want up here. But we need to understand, in terms of being bullish, this thing's got to break higher. But in terms of experience and what we've seen in the past, they love to come and fill these wicks. Okay, so the odds are there that if they fill the wick on dominance and they fill the wick on USDT dominance, they most likely filling the wick on the total 3. Okay, so just understand what we're looking at here at the moment. Okay, and Frank says, did you say alt season is cancelled? What did Frank say there? Did you not get the memo, guys? Yeah, I think it was cancelled. I think it was cancelled when Popcat in 16 cents. I think. And when what did Whiff hit there? I mean, Whiff fucking went to 0. I mean. I think that was the official cancellation of alt season. Okay, cool. So now you got the picture. Okay, now we're going to jump into some altcoins. Let's talk about altcoins. Let's look at what I'm looking at the moment and my current plan. Okay, let's. Wolf of Wall Street says my ETH DMs never fail. Yes, sir.
Just need to say, Tindo here has got the right idea. Alt season or not, if you're in hackers, we're trading day in and day out. Day trading. It doesn't matter. The market goes up, the market goes down. You make money. You don't have to have an alt season. And everybody's so skeptical and worried about it. Well, come make money every day. Just trade the chart. Doesn't matter what it's doing. Up or down, doesn't matter. Come trade with us.
I'm doing my old bank giveaway just now again. So you guys are going to see how you can get into hackers with a discount. Okay, I'm going to show you in a second. Wolf of Wall Street says ETH DMs never fail. When I die, I want 𝗫𝗘𝗥 to be at my funeral to lower my casket 6 feet deep so I can get let down one last time by him. Okay, just one more letdown, please, 𝗫𝗘𝗥. After last week, I mean, fuck. And we even said last week, guys, we said ETH pumping is dangerous territory. We were like, why is this ETH pumping? It was feeling suspicious, okay? And here we go. And okay, so largest ETH inflows since December have just started happening, okay? ETH ETF inflows have started happening. Robert says, don't trust that Canadian. Well, aren't you going to be American soon? Isn't Trump going to make it a state? I mean,
I actually am American anyway. I'm a dual citizen, so I'm American and Canadian.
There you go. Okay, there you go, guys. The puzzle is solved. Okay, so in terms of what is going on with ETH, there's action. Okay, Fidelity bought 9,000 ETH, and then this guy again. Fuck, I love this picture. I want this to be my screensaver on my phone. But BlackRock bought 100,000 ETH, 280 million. Okay, so they're buying. Okay, they are doing their thing, and ETH versus BTC. Well, still bearish, okay, under the rising weekly trend. I don't want to bore you guys. You can see timing perspective, it does want to turn higher, but this could be another week or 3 before we get that big push. And what you need to look out for at the moment on ETH versus BTC is you can see that we are sitting at a resistance band, okay, and at any point in time we could get our rejection and fill the wick. So it could be that one or it could be that one, okay, which is what we're looking at the moment. So again, we need the market to guide us here at the moment. So let's go ETH as well. Is this alt season in the room with us right now, guys? Popcat hit 16 cents. I don't even want to hear this word alt season. Okay, so ETH again, no changes. It's been a very slow week in terms of the market in general, and ETH is still where we left it yesterday, sitting at resistance, lots of wick below. Okay, so there are 2 scenarios at play. We either get an ETH breakout trade now on low time frame and we try and chase a trend break. We try and get aggressive, take risk, okay, and try and pump this thing higher. or we sit back, we wait, okay, we wait for ETH to clear this major resistance, and we sit back and we say, okay, let ETH drip back down and start filling the wick, okay? So these are the options that I keep getting faced with, okay? So this is a big plan that I put together now for chart hackers today. So I'm testing a new system in chart hackers. I'm putting a lot of text on the charts. I'm trying to explain myself a little bit clearly for context and everything for everybody, but this chart will be available in chart hackers. So any chart hackers members, all the charts you see on the show get dropped in chart hackers directly after the show, so you can use them at your leisure. And what I'm looking at was an ETH plan. Now, because the market has been so choppy and slow, you can see there's been 0 ETH action since Monday. I mean, look at this. This is hardly, I mean, what can you do with this? If you're trading high leverage and things like that, what do you do with that? Okay, there's no action there unless you are scalping these short little moves. So in terms of what we can look for on ETH, okay, this is now ETH on the 1 hour. We know above us there's a major resistance band. I've got my quantum reactor ahead of me. I've got my 200-day moving average ahead of me. I've got a 618 macro ahead of me, and I've got tons of horizontal. Okay, so we understand that that is our first big danger zone. So if there is, for example, a short-term pump in the market from BTC, look out if BTC bumps into 100K. Okay, look out. Where's ETH going to be at the time? Where's ETH going to be when BTC hits 100K? Now, we'll have to wait and see what happens there, but there's potential rejection zones for you guys to pay attention to. So I just want to give these areas to you. So there's a chance that ETH pops into that zone, and that could be a rejection zone for you to come back and start filling that wick that I've just shown you on the bigger picture chart, okay? That could be on the table for us. So 2,900 to about 3,030, give or take that area. Okay, so that could be an interesting zone for us for potential rejection. So what I want to say is if you are scalping ETH, that's where you start being a little bit careful, okay? Or if you've got a great entry, you want to wait for that break, and then you can look for that acceleration higher up, and then you maybe want to take out your next level, which is 3,326. Now, that could potentially come into play with BTC pushing into another level for us, which might be, for example, this guy, okay, up there before we get our next rejection. So for me, you know, I'm just trying to tie these things together with each other. So these are the big zones, and the reason the top one is a danger zone is 50-day MA, 100-day MA horizontals. We know typically we get action off those type of areas. Look at the rejection off the 50-day on Friday, for example, okay? So we know that that is a rejection zone for us. So upside targets on ETH, 3,000, call it 3,000 give or take, and 3,350 or 3,300. Those are your danger zones to the upside. Where can we look for longs with a slightly more higher conviction? Well, for me, it starts with starting to build positions as we start drifting lower into those types of zones. So this might take time to play out, but that is effectively what we're going to look for. We want to see this downtrend. Okay, we want this downtrend so we have a trend that we can start breaking from ETH. So essentially, that is what I'm looking for. So 2,600, 2,500, 2,400, those are all potential DCA zones and things like that that you want to be watching. And then one of those will hopefully be the trend break to the upside that gives you that move on ETH. Okay, now this is all based on the fact that these wicks might get filled. Now, I could be completely wrong and they rip through resistance and the wicks get filled in 2027. Okay, but right now, that is the plan that I'm looking at the moment, and that is what I'm trying to plan for. So if we start breaking through major resistances and stuff, well, then we're going to have to get more aggressive, and we're going to have to start really pushing our positions, and we're going to be trading breakouts, and it's going to be a slightly different game. Minia says we need to go down to that wick or lower to get in with the president's friends who got in at that wick, or we can go sideways forever. Let him pump it on his own, not our money. Now, that is discipline, okay? If you can hold out that long. Okay, so guys, that is my ETH plan. Now, this is a typical plan that you're going to see on a lot of these altcoins, okay? And the first one I just want to give you now is a bigger picture on Sol. This is 8 hour. Now, who was asking for Sol just now? I think it was Mrs. Skuman said, where's Sol? So here is Sol, okay? You can see what's going on. We've dropped into our first zone that I gave you yesterday, and you can see we are reacting in that area. So this is the 195 region that we're looking at Sol. This was one of our stops, okay? This was one of our zones. We were looking at 195, and then we're looking at this whole region here You can see our 200-day MA, macro trend, 618 wicks. We've got a big party zone here, 184 down to this 174. That whole region for me is a must-hold zone. We don't want to go lower than that on Sol, but that is typically, you know, the zones that we're looking for reactions. And that 200-day MA will be a beautiful wick fill on Sol. I mean, it would really make sense to me if we do that. So 195. And let's say for this example, 180. Okay, those are the big ones that you want to watch. Now, Milky Mikkel 911 says, trust the cycles, patience. And King of Pakistan says, Sol. Here's Sol, bro. It's right here for you. And yeah, that's it. Okay, let's go. Athena. Now, I thought this was interesting. I saw this guy's chart and I was like, fuck me, this thing's under pressure. So he says Athena can do, or ENA looks the same exactly like Sui before the mega pump. It can dump a little more to the downside and then pump to $3 to $5. And I thought, well, fuck, I got to look at this thing because that was quite an interesting chart that he posted there. And I thought, let's look at this ENA and try and find out, you know, where this thing can go. So we have seen in the past that, you know, these macro fibs do like to get touched. And in this particular example, it didn't get touched. Now, I showed you yesterday that we had so many macros hit on the 786. This one hasn't hit yet. So for me, it's 437 is really starting to look interesting down here. Look at this zone. If there is weakness in the market, look at this area here. 437 makes sense as a at worst like a DCA zone or a spot zone. But I suspect if that move's going to happen, 437 is where it starts. And that guy, Injective to 1,000 is his name. He actually likes that region there. Okay, so look, I don't know if he likes it. I don't know if he's sitting in an ENA position, but that next level he's got is 32. So just look out for that. I mean, this makes sense to me. If we drop into that type of region, it might be, you know, like risk reward. By the time you get there, it might be worth DCAing this whole thing. Okay, because you might be getting some kind of mega move out of this thing. So 437, and if you get weakness down to 32, it could be interesting. Okay, could be a spot play there for you guys. You can see that daily is reset, so it will have to be very quick if they are going to send it down. That is what you're going to be looking at. So interesting here. And then in terms of current support, and remember, I mean, this thing might not go down in a straight line. Okay, so in a downtrend, for example, there's tons of bounces along the way. I just want to show you this. Look at that downtrend, bang, back up, down, back up, down, back up. Okay, you get the picture. Lots of up, down, up, down. So it doesn't necessarily mean a straight line. So there could be multiple bounces in the way. But in terms of high conviction zones, it's pretty big down there at the bottom. Now, I'll put this chart in Chart Hackers for you guys, and maybe you can get something out of this thing if there is a pumper at some point after a dump. Okay, so now let's talk about a new trading partner that I have. It's Bank. Okay, they've specifically come and they've given my community a really great deal. They want you guys to sign up. They want you to try the exchange, and because of that, they are really going to incentivize you to get on board. Okay, so now Chart Hackers members, if you are watching this show and you haven't joined Bank, there's a separate exclusive offer for you in Chart Hackers. Okay, so your link is actually in the Chart Hackers Discord. You are getting a super offer from these guys. Now, in terms of people watching my show, you are also getting an amazing offer. Okay, first step is sign up to the Bank link in the description below. So go to the show description, click on more, go to Bank. You'll see it over here. Okay, click on that Bank link, sign up to that thing. Okay. Then what are you going to get out of this thing? So step one, if you want to, you don't have to. If you KYC, you're getting 30 USDT cash back. Okay. Step two, deposit $100. They're giving you $50 future bonus. Step three, complete trades of no less than 100 USDT to receive up to 100% cash back. Okay. So there's a nice offer here on the table for you guys. And also, if you click the link in the description, you're going to get a 10% discount on Chart Hackers. Okay. So if you sign up with Bank, do one or two of the steps there, you will get a welcome email from Bank, and you're going to get a 10% discount to join Chart Hackers for this month. Okay, so that is what is available for you guys if you want to get part of that. And Abdul, we'll see you in Chart Hackers, bro. Come hang out with us, and we'll see you in the chats. The guys are savages. James, I must just say, I watch these guys in the chats, the shorts, the longs, the scalps. I mean, it's a thing of beauty. And
everybody's getting so good. All the members are improving quickly. And yeah, it's amazing how much everyone's improving and just helping each other and banging charts out together and passing ideas, and no jerks in there being judgmental or this and that. It's a really chill vibe. Everybody's super friendly. It's the best trading group ever. It really
No, it's
is.
a banger. It's a banger. Guys, go learn, go see what's going on in Hackers. I mean, there's so much live trading going on within Hackers. If you're one of those guys that wants to trade all the time, well, fuck, there you are. Look at Panda. He says, we are scalping every short possible. He's all over this shit. Okay. Okay, there we go. Let's go. XRP is just experienced its first full ledger halt in years. Okay, complete stop for 1 hour. Mr. XRP, is it fucked? Can you tell me what's going on here? And 99.9% uptime myth exposed. Timing is peak comedy. Network freezes right as Grayscale files for ETF conversion. James, what's going on with your beloved XRP? Are we done? Is it broken?
Yeah, it broke for a second.
Broke for a second. Okay,
Just a second. Yeah, no big deal.
Okay, let's look at the chart. Let's look at the chart. Look at it with me. Okay, look at it with me. Looks like every other fucking altcoin chart at the moment. Okay, it's this. If there was ever a representation of what you need to do now for these alts, okay, it's this chart. We've got a clear downtrend. Okay, we've got this clear downtrend in play. Okay, there we go. And when we start breaking through those types of things, we can start getting a little bit more bullish. But until then, we got to respect the fact that we are in a downtrend, and then we've got to decide, when do we get our reversal? Is it going to be here, 2.39? Is it going to be here at 2.15? Are we going to start building a little position on the way down and then eventually get our big reaction? You know, that is the thing that is bothering me at the moment, because the longer this wick fill takes, it's like getting annoying. I want to see this thing filled and sent.
Well,
I don't
these
know
things
what
just
you're
keep
thinking.
bleeding too. All of them just keep bleeding and bleeding and bleeding and sideways, but sideways and down. You know, yeah, it's getting old.
I think experience-wise, you know, that's what we were saying. After that first pump, you get that recovery, and then the worst part is it's a slow bleed back. And every time you think you're going to head, they chop you, they chop you, they chop you. So, guys, this is what we're looking at. So, your beloved XRP, I'll carry on talking about it. So, in terms of what we can do here for XRP, so I think if the consensus is that, and you need to understand, I mean, you need to have this bias as well. Okay, you need to agree with yourself. If you believe that the bottom is in on a lot of these altcoins, which I think we're pretty close, okay, to having the bottom in on a lot of these alts, bar one or two that might go lower than their lows. But if you believe that that is the bottom for these alts, then it allows you to start DCAing in. Now, I'm talking about the non-high leverage guys. I'm talking about the guys that are trading spot. I'm talking about the margin guys that might feel that, okay, the worst is yet done, or the worst is done, and now we are looking to start building positions. If you are one of those people, okay, these are your zones. 2.39, 2.15. Look at this banger down here as well. I've got horizontals, 100-day MA, and that's at least half of that wick fill as well at 1.93. So that is typically what we're looking for. One of these areas is going to be the trigger that sends XRP. Okay, if it's going to turn bullish, it's going to happen. Clock C, XRP is the biggest shitcoin in the market, back to 20 cents. Bro, I think that would be nice. Okay, I think it would be nice. Okay, torture chamber. Okay, so guys, that is the principle, and you've seen it on ETH. Okay, I've shown you ETH. Okay, that's typically what we are looking for here. Going to the downside, let's fill this wick. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not shoot our full shot here. Let's not get fucking rinsed for no reason. Okay, the market will tell us when it's ready. Okay, and you're going to see guard candles coming out, and then you're going to be triggered. But if you are playing small positions on these zones, if you are starting to build little positions here, that could work to your advantage, because we can't, it's difficult to say the bottom is in, but we know on a lot of time frames, for example, now this might not be the best example, but for example, on a lot of time frames, the dailies are there. Okay, look at that. The dailies are in. Okay, look at the 12-hour. Yeah, look at this thing. The 12 hours in. Okay, that's telling us it's a matter of time. Okay, that's nice. Look at XRP. You've got your quantum reactor on the 12-hour banging out support for you as well at 2.06. That's interesting. But you can see what I'm saying here in terms of timing. The daily's reset. The 12 hours reset. We just got to hang in there. And I was feeling epic, says shoot your full shot. But you know what I mean, guys. Don't fucking go out the gates. Shoot your first shot and then get rinsed. You can see what's going on. The market is chopping you up. We need a catalyst down, or we need a catalyst up to get that vigor back in the market. Now, let's talk a couple of other things. Reverse face melting. Okay, Litecoin. Grayscale's Litecoin ETF has entered the chat. Okay, John says, I don't have enough Litecoins, and he's got a cat. Okay, but I thought let's look at this thing today and let's understand where we are with Litecoin. Now, you guys are not going to be surprised when you see this Litecoin chart. Guys, can we buy spot positions to profit when the market goes down? Yes. You buy this bleed out. If you're buying spot, you're good. Okay, you're buying spot, fuck, it can go lower. But if you're buying spot, these are your DCA zones. If you liked these tokens at, for example, Litecoin, if you liked Litecoin at 121, you must fucking love it now at 104. Imagine how much you loved it at 81. Okay, and let's talk Litecoin on the weekly. So it looks the same as ADA, looks the same as ETH, looks the same as so many tokens. It looks the same as the total 3 chart. Let's go back to the total 3 chart. Where's that? There, bang. Okay, does it not look the same? Okay, so that's telling us a story. We must either now rip through, okay, and then go. Okay, or they're going to come here and they're going to come start filling this wick. The story is the same, okay, every single time. And Hamdi says, my liquidation on Sol is at 174. Could it go there? Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much where mine is, actually. Let's just see. Yeah, 174 is the bottom of the wick, okay? It's that, Hamdi. That, bro. 174.5 is that wick bottom. Yes, it could go there. Okay, there's another wick here. 168. Okay, and I mean, fuck, we can keep going. If the market goes bearish, we can keep going. But in terms of where this can bounce, now, what I'm saying here is we know that we react on these zones, 195, 180, 174. We know we'll react, but is the reaction this before it goes lower? You see that? That is the only concern, that we print those lower highs and we keep going down. Okay, so that is the concern. So, that's why we play these zones as traders. And then what you want to do is these are the zones you want to take profit. Whenever you hit resistance, that is where you want to take profit. So that is all I can suggest. So those are bounce zones. I can't say that will be the bottom of the market permanently. We might just bounce 15, 20%, whatever, and then come back down again. Okay. Tindo, I'm glad you like it, bro. Did you smash the likes? Okay. Let's talk. Okay, so Litecoin, you can see the story. Now, this is something I dropped in Chart Hackers today. Okay, so I was trying to give an example in Chart Hackers because at the same time, I dropped that dominance chart that was looking bullish on the 1 hour, the BTC dominance chart, and I was explaining that we're on support. Okay, dominance is looking bullish on the lower time frame. And what does this mean? We've got a lot of alts sitting at resistance. We've got a lot of alts sitting at resistance that might break through resistance. So it's one of those things, cart before the horse. We can't call exactly what's happening. We need a catalyst now in the market. But in terms of what I broke down in Chart Hackers was, Litecoin is at a danger zone. Okay, this could offer a hedge short play resistance from here, which was earlier, into a 116. Okay, there was bearish divergence on the 1 hour. Okay, you can see that. And that was looking a little bit bearish for us from that perspective. And if you are in favor of longs, okay, the 4 hour to daily oscillator is actually bullish. It is actually looking a little bit more bullish. Okay, so if you are playing a breakout, then effectively what you want to do is when you get the breakout, okay, so if you're playing a breakout there, what you want to do is get your stop under a close under that 100-day moving average. This is the 100-day moving average. So that can act as your support and resistance, for example, this situation, and this will also act as your trend support. So if you play that breakout, you can use that 100-day MA at 103 as your support. If you close under, then you most likely start drifting lower and the market shits the bed. Okay, like it's simple like that. So if you're playing the breakout, your support, you can use the 100-day MA or close below that. If you close below that, technically it could be quite bearish. If you are playing a short, okay, you just nibble in these areas. You don't have to go big because you know these guys, they come and stop hunt. They'll pop you up and then they'll give you a hard rejection. Okay, so just look out for those things. And if you're playing it on a hedge basis, again, you don't ape in like max fucking size on your first shot. Okay, you can just gently just nibble at this thing, because if the market suddenly reverses, let's say there's a catalyst and Trump comes out and there's something bullish again, and this 1 billion USDT that they've just printed enters the market, these alts are going to rip again. Okay, and you don't want to be caught in a situation where you've maxed your clip just short on everything and then they come and surprise you with that. Okay, so that is why for me, I like the hedge play. Okay, I don't like to be overtly short on everything, and it didn't work in my favor when we had the dump on Monday because I was net long and, I had the hedge short. So they helped me along the way down. But fuck, in hindsight, we could have gone much bigger on those shorts and we could have held them a lot longer. I mean, I closed that each short at 3,000. I mean, I could have closed it fucking at 2. So it was quite frustrating from that perspective. But in terms of what you're looking at, if you want to play a Litecoin breakout, if you think the market's going to bounce, you're using 103 as your support. Okay, then you can see what's going on here. We've got our trend in play. Okay, so let's just clean this up. So you can see you've got your trend support here. Okay, this is your support zone. If it's going to bounce, okay, it should be here. And then you've got your breakout play that you want to kind of ride up. Alternatively, whenever you get a pump in the market, you can start nibbling at some potential shorts. When you lose this trend, you add to the short. So the same way we play breakouts for the longs, when you lose the trend, you add to the short. Okay, you sell more of the short, and then it can increase your size to the downside. Okay, so the same way we increase size when we long, we can do that to the short. Okay, so I hope you guys get the picture here of what I'm trying to explain. There is divergence there is reversal signs as well. And then just to show you what I was talking about on the 12 hour, and look at this thing on the 12 hour, Litecoin actually looks good. On the daily, Litecoin's nearly there. Okay, nearly reset. On the 8 hour, okay, looks good. Okay, it's okay down there. So that is telling us, for me, that tells me we're going to hold the lows on Litecoin. So if we do start selling off, I'm not expecting the full rinse to the bottom, and I'm expecting some kind of bullish bounce at some point. So, for me, based on what the oscillators are telling me, we hold those lows. Okay, that is my my call on Litecoin. And Dr. Drew, the shorts nibbler. Stop the blasphemy. Epic XRP for life. Sorry, I did swear, or was XRP the swear word? Okay. Guys, how are we feeling in the chat? Okay, must I keep going? I've got some more for you guys. Must I keep going here? Hello, 𝗬𝗓𝗘. What's happening there, bro? What's going on? Until we get quantitative easing, we are not moving. Yes, he's not wrong. Not wrong. That maybe is our catalyst. Okay, that's maybe what we need here in the market. And let's see what else. What else is going on here? Let's see. DNS likes Atom. Ilrian likes Say. I did an updated Say chart in Chart Hackers on Monday. You guys can check that out. That is there updated for you. Remember, in Chart Hackers, every Monday, I update all the high time frame charts for you. I spend a ton of time on those things and I cover it. One of the things I was nibbling at today is 𝗬𝗓𝗓𝗦. Now, this is an interesting one because I'm kind of hoping that we're going to get some kind of move on this. So 𝗬𝗓𝗓𝗦, massive 𝗬𝗓𝗓 purchase detective. Okay, 26 million bought of 𝗬𝗓𝗓𝗦. Interesting things. Then we can see Chaos Labs was posting today, despite extreme market conditions, 𝗬𝗓𝗓𝗦 processed $210 million in liquidation seamlessly. Avoided bad debt, demonstrated robust risk management. Basically, fundamental, guys, that's good. Okay, that's pretty bullish. On 𝗬𝗓𝗓𝗦, 𝗗𝗓𝗓𝗟𝗓, I think Pyth is dead. He says, look, there's a lot that looks dead at the moment. Did anyone see PopCat at 16 cents? I mean, talk about a cat with 9 lives. I mean, that thing looks like it's absolutely wrecked. And Adam, it's not chaos, but I know what you're saying. Rec Capital says 70% dominance, then alt season. Let's urgently look at that. Fuck, guys. I mean, that's going to be a problem. Okay,
70%. If that happens, I'm gone. I'm out of here, man. Shit. Everything will be zero. 70%. That's insane.
Cat will be at 7 cents.
If not zero, like real zero.
Yeah, I mean, projects will fail. Projects will capitulate. Founders will disappear. It will be over. Okay, let's not think about that just yet. No. Okay, let's not think about that just yet. Okay, everybody take a deep breath. Okay, we continue. Okay, maybe you want to look at stronger projects, fundamentals. Okay, 𝗬𝗓𝗓𝗦 could be something. If you're investing in stuff, it obviously can go much lower, but maybe this is something you want to look at. So in terms of 𝗬𝗓𝗓𝗦, doesn't this look familiar? It looks like Litecoin, looks like ETH, looks like every other alt at the moment. Pushing into major resistance. Again, where did you see that first? You saw that on the total 3, pushing into major resistance. You can see we have a problem here with these altcoins. So how do we deal with it? Okay, so you can see we've got a massive wick to the downside. Anything up to 180 makes sense for me on 𝗬𝗓𝗓𝗦. Let's look at this. Okay, so why is this interesting? Okay, there's a couple of things going on here. Number one, for me on 𝗬𝗓𝗓𝗦, why am I interested in this today? 200-day moving average is here. Okay, I've got an order block in this region as well. Okay, I'm also playing with some new toys from Chart Prime, previous week's low, giving us support on the 382. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 points of confluence here for 𝗬𝗓, sitting at 250, give or take up to about 257. Okay, so if we're going to get a bounce, I'd love to see it here. Now, we know 𝗬𝗓 has shown relative strength lately. What is not working in its favor is the size of this wick. That's obviously a problem for us. So again, I'm playing small positions here. I'm nibbling at this thing. I'm looking to see what happens when we hit this order block. What happens here when we hit this order block? It says previous month low in this region. Okay, that is interesting here for me in that zone. So 256 is what I'm looking at, tied with the 382, tied with this, tied with these horizontals. Okay, so that is my first quarter call for 𝗬𝗓. Where can it go if we drop more? Okay, next move is going to be your wick at 228 is what you're going to be looking at. So that is something you want to watch. Now, you can see our oscillator is turning over. Okay, we got to see where we get that reset. Can we get the oscillator reset? Can we get it on one of these levels? That is ultimately what you're going to be looking at. So, and 𝗙𝗓𝗪 says, 𝗪𝗓𝗓 has rinsed me so many times. Guys, pick your favorite, because we all have a favorite that absolutely rinses us, okay? Popcat's got to be my latest, okay? It's got to be my latest favorite. It used to actually be XRP. Used to really annoy me, okay? But we made peace a couple of months back. Okay, but 𝗬𝗓, in terms of 𝗬𝗓, where can we get possible reactions here while this thing is falling over? 256 down to 245. That's my first area. There's a lot going on there. Then a little bit lower down, look at this little wick. Okay, so that's 227. That type of region for me is going to be the next zone. Now, there's certain tokens I don't want to see the full wick fill. Okay, sorry, there's our 200-day. There's certain tokens that I want to see the full wick fill, and I'd like to think we're going to get a higher low, because remember, if we start losing 618s on a lot of these tokens, now you can go through the list yourself. You're going to pull your fibs from the lows to the highs of the dump, and you're going to find a lot of these tokens under that 618, you've got a massive wick. And there's a lot of downside risk there still on some of these. So, for example, 𝗬𝗓 from that 618 down is still another 15%. Okay, yes, 𝗙𝗓𝗪, I agree. Murad must be hating life. Wasn't he a massive Popcat fan at one point? Okay, so guys, if this thing's going to bounce, you can see what I'm doing here with 𝗬𝗓. That's my zone. Then lower down, you can play around 227, that type of region. Don't really want to see this, okay? Don't want to see the lows at 198, but it is possible, okay? It is on the table. So if you're going to take on risk, understand your main areas where you can get reactions, and understand your downside loss in case this thing sweats out. Understand your risk to the downside. Thomas. You know, Thomas invented the bullhorn, guys, and he's a VIP. Okay, he literally invented the bullhorn. Here is Ronin Network. Once Ronin, always Ronin, says so themselves. Okay, Ronin, they're repeating a tweet from based64.ron. Okay, I got a feeling he likes it too. He says, I've seen people leave other chains to build on Ronin. I've seen people leave Sky Mavis HQ to build on Ronin. I've never seen people leave Ronin to build on another chain. Okay, interesting. Then Carl Chassis says to AIXBT, why are you bull posting Ronin? Big things coming. And AIXBT says, users showing up over 400K DeFi TVL this week. Okay, let's look at this Ronin chart. Absolute misery. Okay, absolute misery, this chart. Look at this thing. And for me, I've got a possible entry for you guys that's got to be somewhere in this region. Now, Ronin is a gaming project, and we've heard good things about it. But 0.7, that'll be a full reset for you from, where's our 23rd of October, 23. We were in the depths of a bear market there. Okay, we are going back to that place. So 65 to 70. Ronin, guys, 65 to 70. That is where the action is. I suspect we get a mega bounce, okay, when we hit that type of level. So keep this one on your watch list. Pay attention to this. That's 100% move, okay, to our horizontal. Look at that. So when we get a bounce, or if we get a bounce off that region, let's just highlight this for you guys. There. Okay, if you get that, that could be 100% trade on Ronin. Okay, I mean, it could be an absolute banger there for you. Depends how deep you get it. Okay, look there, 100% off that trend, off that region. So look for Ronin, 73 to 64. Let's put our alarms on. Okay, it might happen today, might happen never, but let's see. Kill the hive mind. Are you in hackers, bro? I need you in hackers. Kill the hive mind. We need you in there, bro. We need your vibe in there. Come. Okay. There's Ronan. Let's see what else we got. Ondo, update on Ondo. Okay, I'm holding this Ondo position. We know it's an Ondo week. I've spoken about it all week long. Where do I get rinsed on Ondo? I get rinsed on Ondo around about 1.1. Okay, that is basically where, I don't want to go lower than that. So we know it's a big week for Ondo. Lots of announcements coming. They're talking about announcements every single day. First zone, 1.27. That is your support you want to watch. Next zone, 1.12. That is your next region you want to watch. For me, don't really want to lose that, okay? Especially leading into Ondo week. If this thing's going to dump with all the announcements, fuck knows what's going to happen when, there's no more announcements, okay? And that is what we're going to need to look out for. So can you make Dylan can make any dark day fun. Guys, I'm trying. I'm absolutely trying my best here. Okay, so Ondo, that's the support you need to worry about. When do we add to these positions? If it keeps going, let's break horizontals before we get excited. 1.62, let's break that, okay? And then, guys, if anybody got rinsed, okay? Anyone got rinsed, you want to try something new, try some Bitfunded, okay? Trade with other people's money. If you got smashed, try something else, okay? Other people's money. What is trading with other people's money? Well, you send them $79 or $100. You get a $5,000 or a $10,000 demo account. You get 8% phase 1, 5% phase 2. Then they give you a funded account, which is real money that you can trade with. You keep 80 to 90% of the profits. And in spite of that dump, I was in a couple of trades on my challenge account. Well, I passed this. So these are funded accounts in front of you. So these are all funded accounts, 5,000, 10,000, 25 that I've passed the challenges for. I'm hanging on by an absolute ball here on this $25,000 account, waiting for a high conviction play on that one. I haven't started these ones now after I've qualified past them, and then I've got one more challenge account left. So the minute I lose one of these other past accounts, I will just add one of these and I'll take that challenge and do it. Okay, so give it a go. There is a link in the show description. Just go under more. Okay, you'll see Bitfunded is there for you guys. And there it is. Okay, there it is. Okay. Click on the link, sign up to Bitfunded, give it a go, okay? See if it works for you. Trade with other people's money, teaches you tons of risk management as well and how to manage your trades. And okay, guys, Yumi says, when I feel down, I go to Hackers Discord. Yumi, tag me in the chats. I want to know, are you Yumi in the Discord as well? Okay, guys. It's rough out there. It's rough. It's choppy. It's not easy. Okay, it's really not easy. Like trying to make a call, like as to what's going on. If you ask me, am I bullish or bearish? In fact, the guys making the tile for me today said, are you bullish or bearish? I said, fuck, I actually don't know. It's tough out there at the moment. We need a catalyst. All we can see is Bitcoin is under major resistance. If it closes the daily under major resistance, that's a sign we might have some more downside. Then there are some positive news. There's some positive news out there. We've got $1 billion tether print. That always does a little bit of something for the market. We've got BlackRock buying Bitcoin. We've got BlackRock buying ETH. Okay, we got things like that happening out there. We got FTX liquidity coming in 2 weeks' time, but that doesn't help us now. Okay, so 2 weeks' time is 2 weeks' time. So all I can say is let's survive this chop. If you are trading, if you feel the urge and you need to trade, small positions, let's just get through this. The market will turn nice again, whether it's a big dump or it's a big pump. It's something we'll be able to take advantage of. And then at least we have direction and then we crack on. Okay, if you want to trade all day long and you want to scalp, get into chart hackers. I've got absolute savages in there. They are absolute guns, I'm telling you. And if you want to learn fast track shit, it's in chart hackers. Okay, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Good luck. Okay, good luck. Messy out there. Good luck. See you later.